Cambodia, a land known for its beauty and rich cultural heritage and ancient temples, faced a dark and tumultuous period in the 1970s. A man named Pol Pot, leader of the Khmer Rouge, seized control of the country. The Khmer Rouge was a communist group with a radical and extreme vision for Cambodia. Their goal was to create an agrarian utopia, a society without money, religion, or individual thought, where everyone worked collectively. However, their methods were brutal and inhumane, leading to one of the worst genocides in human history, with millions of lives lost. Pol Pot, born Saloth Sar, was a mysterious and enigmatic figure. His early life offered few clues to the horrors he would later unleash upon his own people. He was educated in Cambodia and France, where he was exposed to communist ideologies that would deeply influence him. These radical ideas would shape his worldview and set the stage for his ruthless rise to power. The world watched in horror and disbelief as this once peaceful nation descended into chaos, brutality, and unimaginable suffering under his rule. Pol Pot's journey from student to dictator is complex. He was born into a relatively wealthy family in rural Cambodia. His education exposed him to Western ideas, but he became increasingly drawn to communist ideology. He saw communism as a way to address the inequalities he witnessed in Cambodian society. In the 1950s, he joined the Indo-Chinese Communist Party. He quickly rose through the ranks, becoming a key figure in the Cambodian communist movement. The Vietnam War spilled over into Cambodia, creating instability that the Khmer Rouge exploited. They gained support by promising peace and prosperity. However, their true agenda was far more sinister. On April 17, 1975, the Khmer Rouge captured Phnom Penh, Cambodia's capital. This marked the beginning of their reign of terror, which they called Year Zero. The Khmer Rouge emptied cities, forcing millions into labor camps in the countryside. They believed that rural life was the only pure form of existence and sought to create an agrarian utopia. Their vision was a radical departure from reality. They abolished money, religion, and private property. Schools and hospitals were closed and intellectuals were targeted. Anyone deemed an enemy of the revolution was eliminated. The Khmer Rouge's brutality was swift and merciless, leaving the country in a state of shock and terror. The Khmer Rouge's rule was marked by unimaginable cruelty. Millions were worked, starved, and tortured to death in labor camps. The regime targeted anyone perceived as a threat, including intellectuals, professionals, and even those who wore glasses. These killing fields stand as a chilling reminder of the regime's brutality. The exact number of victims is unknown, but estimates range from 1.5 to 3 million. The Khmer Rouge's actions constitute genocide, a systematic attempt to destroy a population. The world watched in horror as reports of the atrocities emerged, but little was done to stop the killing. The legacy of the killing fields continues to haunt Cambodia today. Section 5. The Faces of Suffering. Human Stories. Behind the staggering statistics are countless stories of individual suffering. One such story is that of Dith Pran, a Cambodian journalist who worked with New York Times photographer Sidney Schanberg. Pran's story, later depicted in the film The Killing Fields, highlights the horrors faced by ordinary Cambodians. Another survivor, Vann, Nath, used his artistic talent to document the atrocities he witnessed in the notorious Tuol Sleng prison. His paintings depict the torture, starvation, and despair endured by prisoners. These stories serve as a powerful reminder of the human cost of the Khmer Rouge regime. Section 6. A Nation in Ruins. By the time the Khmer Rouge were overthrown in 1979, Cambodia was in ruins. The economy was shattered, infrastructure destroyed, and society traumatized. The once vibrant cities and towns were left in a state of desolation. The country was almost completely isolated from the outside world during the Khmer Rouge years. Communication with the outside world was nearly impossible, and the people were cut off from any form of external support or information. The education system was dismantled, leaving schools abandoned and classrooms empty. A generation of Cambodians grew up without access to basic education, their futures uncertain and bleak. The physical and psychological scars of the Khmer Rouge era ran deep, affecting every aspect of life. The country faced the daunting task of rebuilding from scratch. Homes, schools, and hospitals had to be reconstructed, and the social fabric of the nation needed to be mended. The international community slowly began to offer aid and support, sending supplies and expertise to help in the recovery efforts. But the road to recovery was long and arduous, filled with numerous challenges and setbacks. The world looked on with a mix of pity and horror at the scale of the devastation, hoping for a brighter future for Cambodia. Section 7. The Fall of the Khmer Rouge. The reign of terror finally ended in 1979 when Vietnam invaded Cambodia and drove the Khmer Rouge from power. However, the Khmer Rouge retreated to remote areas along the Thai border and continued to fight a guerrilla war for almost 2 decades. The international community was slow to respond to the crisis in Cambodia. The Khmer Rouge's brutality continued even after their fall from power. They laid landmines throughout the countryside, killing and maiming countless civilians. It took years of negotiations and international pressure to bring about a lasting peace in Cambodia. The scars of conflict continued to plague the country long after the guns fell silent. Section 8. Justice and Accountability. In the aftermath of the Khmer Rouge regime, Cambodia faced the challenge of seeking justice for the atrocities committed. The Extraordinary Chambers in the Courts of Cambodia, or ECCC, was established in 2006 to try senior Khmer Rouge leaders. The ECCC was a complex hybrid court, combining Cambodian and international law and judges. The court faced numerous challenges, including political interference and the difficulty of gathering evidence after decades of turmoil. Despite these obstacles, the ECCC achieved some significant convictions, including those of Nguyen Chi, Kyo Samphan and Kang Kek Yu, also known as Dooch. The trials, though imperfect, provided a measure of justice and accountability for the victims of the Khmer Rouge. Section 9. Scars that remain. While Cambodia has made remarkable progress in rebuilding itself, the legacy of the Khmer Rouge continues to cast a long shadow. The psychological and emotional scars of the genocide run deep. Many survivors suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD, and other mental health issues. The trauma of the past continues to affect families and communities across the country. The country also grapples with the social and economic consequences of the Khmer Rouge era. The education system, once destroyed, is slowly being rebuilt. However, many Cambodians still lack access to quality education and healthcare. The country faces challenges such as poverty, corruption, and land disputes, many of which are rooted in the Khmer Rouge period. Section 10. Cambodia today, rebuilding a nation. Despite the challenges, Cambodia has made significant strides in recent decades. The economy has grown steadily, fueled by tourism, garment manufacturing and agriculture. The country has made progress in improving healthcare and education. Cambodia has become a constitutional monarchy with a multi-party democracy. However, challenges remain. Political freedom is still restricted and there are concerns about human rights violations. Cambodia's journey is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. The country is determined to build a brighter future while remembering the lessons of its tragic past. International support continues to play a vital role in Cambodia's recovery. Section 11. Remembering the past, shaping the future. The story of Pol Pot and the Khmer Rouge is a stark reminder of the dangers of extremism, hatred, and unchecked power. It is a chilling chapter in history that illustrates how ideology can be twisted to justify unimaginable cruelty and violence. It is a story that demands to be told, not only to honor the millions of victims, but also to ensure that such horrors are never repeated. By remembering, we pay tribute to those who suffered and lost their lives, and we commit to vigilance against such atrocities. Cambodia's experience serves as a warning to the world about the fragility of peace and the importance of protecting human rights. It reminds us that peace is not a given, but something that must be actively maintained and defended. Today, Cambodia stands at a crossroads. The nation is in a unique position to reflect on its past while looking forward to a future filled with potential and promise. It can choose to dwell on the darkness of the past or focus on building a brighter future. The choice lies in the hands of its people and leaders, who must decide whether to be defined by tragedy or by resilience and hope. By confronting its history, seeking justice, and promoting reconciliation, Cambodia can pave the way for a more hopeful tomorrow. The process of healing is long and arduous, but it is essential for the nation's progress. The world can learn from Cambodia's experience and work together to prevent future atrocities. By standing united, we can ensure that the lessons of the past lead to a more peaceful and just world for all.